Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MSC F1 with today the Grand Prix of Qatar.
Let me mute that. Sounds okay then. Let me jump in a party. This is the Podium Series, and we are live here in Qatar for a sprint race. So, as you all know, I wasn't supposed to be on comms, but JK messaged me, and I knew you didn't have a commentator, and I'm free, so why not? Hey. So, let's jump into it. I've got no game sound at the minute. Absolutely zero game sound, actually. But there's absolutely zero sound. Let me just see if it's the mic. The mic might be broke. 1 second. Yeah, I'll take that. Right, I don't know why, but I've got no volume coming from a mic. Have I pressed a button or something? There we go. So let's get the track map up. So it is Banana that is out first in the McLaren. You know, I always love Qatar. I remember MSC last season here in Qatar. They did end up with a lot of gaps by the end of the race, but you're always going to have that with a safety gap. But it was absolutely incredible, some of the racing that we got. I remember so many great overtakes down towards turn 1. So we're on board with Banana going into turn 1. So along the long right-hander on the median compound, he's got his teammate just behind him, Valiali, the Belgium driver, around turn 2 and in towards turn 3. Then we're into one of the first of many straights here in Qatar. Around turn 4 and 5, the double right-hander, you can, if you get that right, which Banana absolutely did not, you can pretty much go flat out through there. Out of turn 6 up towards turn 7 here in Q2. This is where it all kicks off now for Banana as he comes through the slight S's at turn 8 and 9 over the chicane, and then down towards the left-hander at turn 10 and 11. It doesn't feel like you're going around 2 corners, but you absolutely are through turn 11 and up towards sector 3 at turn 12. Purple sector 2, but that'll be short-lived when the Racing Bull comes through the line, and it is. Banana on his way down to turn 15, and then the DRS detection zone is right there. As you come out of turn 15, the DRS detection zone is there. So that's what we're going to watch going through the race, is the DRS detection, because the DRS will kick in halfway down, well, a quarter of the way down as we go towards turn 1. But because the DRS detection zone is so far up the order, it's really interesting. Angry Badger goes up to P2, also on the mediums with 8 minutes to go. And then we have an Alpine driver just coming up towards the line. Is he going to start a lap? It's Resent. It's the Williams, sorry, going up to P2. And then we have the Alpine of Cam Mackenzie. Also on the mediums, a 1:23.2 for Cam Mackenzie. Not as quick as he would have liked. A Red Bull will be next. That is Phoenix Grey that goes fastest. A 1:22.4 for Phoenix Grey. Be right, for some reason, in the Ferrari this evening. I'm guessing somebody took the Red Bull seat. Be right goes fastest in the Scuderia. A 1:22.0 with just under 8 minutes of this qualifying session remaining. Welsh Sponge going around turn 15, hitting that DRS detection in the Haas around the final corner. On the absolute limit there is Welsh Sponge down towards the line, and it's up to P5. What about Ali Ali and Shane Bolland? Ali Ali has invalidated Mirko in the other Ferrari. Little drips, a 1:23.7 for him. What about Adams in the Red Bull? He's just started his lap, so I think it's going to be Shane Bolland that is coming to the line first. I think Mirko might just be in front of him in that Ferrari he is. He's just coming out of turn 11. So Mirko went up to P2 to make it a Ferrari 1-2. Shane Bolland has invalidated it. Then we got a couple of Hasses. Jonathan, what about Adams in the Red Bull? He's just coming around turn 12 and 13. So let's see what they're always well down on his lap time. So he's made a mistake somewhere. Jonathan in the Haas coming in towards turn 1. So his teammate is behind him. What about Tom Hackett in the Mercedes? So he is slightly in front, so he'll get to the line first. So as we head down towards turn 10 on board with the Mercedes, all the drivers reluctant to use them softs so far, just saving it for that final 5 minutes. And remember, you've got sprint qualifying, you've got the sprint, you've got the main qualifying and the main race as well. So a lot of action, a lot of tyre compound usage. Tom Hackett around turn 14 and 15, down towards the right-hander at turn 16. He'll get his foot down as early as he possibly can. That DRS will kick in. The battery is burning. Tom Hackett to the line. Goes up to P5. What about Baton in the RB? He's just starting his flying lap. So is Krytek. What about Jonathan in the Haas? He's weaving from right to left. Adams is going for another lap. He's invalidated. Krytek, the man from South Africa, in towards turn 1. Baton has invalidated as well. Jonathan does go up to P13. So we have another McLaren, that is Banana, who's invalidated again, and Ali Ali, who's 3.5 down. Baton in the RB is invalidated. Krytek in the Kick Sauber, just coming out of turn 6. Let's see what he can do. Up towards turn 7 for the Sauber driver. Around turn 8 and 9, just hugging the apex, not even hugging it, absolutely demolishing it around turn 9, down towards turn 10 and 11. And the Kick Sauber driver putting in a decent lap here. It's clean, it's consistent, and it's Krytek. So around turn 12 and 13, through 14, and down towards turn 15. Such a great car to look at. I remember when everybody was absolutely buzzing when they seen the Kick Sauber for this season, but sort of faded away, hasn't it? Krytek goes up to P11. What about MSC F1 Nick? This is the man that all the eyes will be on for this qualifying session. They know he's got pace in the tank. around the double right-hander and through turn 5. He's gone purple sector 1 already. Let's just take a look at that. That is the Aston Martin that's currently in P17. He is nearly 2 tenths up on the quickest time through sector 1. That is very quick from Nick. Let's see what he does as he heads in towards turn 10 and 11. And we'll have a look at his sector 2 time. Remember, he is on soft compound, so he is going to be a lot quicker. And his sector 2 time is 2 tenths quicker than anybody else. He runs really wide but keeps it valid. So Nick is around 4 tenths up on the provisional pole time with 2.5 minutes to go here. We said he was going to be quick in towards turn 16, and then it's flat out down towards the line. Now where is he going to put it? He's absolutely on pole, and it's a 1:21.3, 7 tenths quicker than anybody else, but he is on them soft, so we'll wait to see what the other drivers do. Cam McKenzie just swings off into the pit lane as quick as possible. Here comes Ortron to start his lap. What about Crytek? He's invalidated into the pits. Is he? I don't think he's going to have time to get back out. Jonathan in the house will be next. He's on the mediums. He's definitely not got time, and he's into the pit lane. He's definitely not got time to get back out. Here comes Angry Badger in the Racing Bull. Down towards the line we go. And it's going to be in the 122s or what? It's a high 122. Angry Badger. Brilliant stuff on them soft compounds. Right, what about Adams? He's on an outlap. We do have a couple of drivers just behind him. That is a Little Drips on an outlap as well. A lot of the drivers getting ready for their final runs. Here comes Phoenix Grey. What about the Aston Martin there? I'm trying to find who that is. That is Viper Gaming. So they're all getting ready. Cam McKenzie retires in the pit lane. He cannot improve at this point. Baiting on an outlap. So is Daddy Q. I'm trying to find the front runners to see. B right on an outlap, Nick on an in-lap, and then we have a kick-stab. That's Ortron going purple sector 2. Where does he currently sit? P17. So it's not the fastest sector 1 or sector 2 time at the moment for Ortron, but he is setting decent pace here. His tyres already 8% worn, so that is interesting. He's very low on ERS coming down towards the line. It is going to be a good lap though. 122.2 goes up to P4. Maybe could have done a bit more. So here comes the Mercedes of Tom Hackett. Here comes Banana. 20 seconds to go. Welsh Sponge will also hit the line. Then we've got a couple of drivers. That is Shane Bolland on the soft compounds. He's invalidated, so he's going to go for another lap, and he is going to make it to the line. And McLaren will be next. Who is that? That is Ali. Ali does make the line as well. And I don't think anybody else will make it. Here comes Resent. And he goes up to P2. Then comes the Red Bull. So what about Mirko in the Ferrari? He's got a huge slipstream in front of him. Nick is currently on provisional pole. The Williams in P2. And Mirko goes pole. What about Resent? He went P3. B-Right is horse won a lap. We've got a couple of drivers in front of him. A Mercedes, a Red Bull. Here comes Baton in the RB. Down towards turn 16. Baton currently in P18. He's setting decent lap times. The Mercedes is absolutely rapid though of Daddy Cool. Baton goes up to P6. Then we got B right in the Ferrari. He's coming down towards the line. Where will he put it? Is it going to be on pole? He goes up to P3. Then comes a Sauber. I think, yeah, he's peeled off into the pit lane. This is really hard to keep track of all these. Tom Hackett, he's 6 tenths up. This is going to be close into the 121s, a 122.0 up to P8. Then comes the McLaren, that's Banana, stays P12. The Haas of Wow Sponge goes up to P8. Then comes Ali Ali. Where will he put it? You've also got Resent, he's going into the pit lane, so it's all on Ali Ali, and it's Mirko that takes pole in the sprint for Qatar. So, Banana did have the fastest first sector out of every driver on the grid. And then it was obviously Mirko through sector 2 and 3. Them soft compound tyres do not last long though. So for the sprint race, it is Merkel that starts on pole. MSC F1 Nick will start alongside him on the front row of this grid. B right on the second row in P3 alongside him. Phoenix Gray in the Red Bull in P4. They are actually teammates, so it's an all second row lockout for Red Bull. Then comes Resenting the Williams in P5. Vapor Gaming in P6. Baited in P7. Welsh Sponge in P8. Ali in P9 on the fifth row of the grid, and Tom Hackett alongside him in the Mercedes. Then comes Angry Badger, Orchon, Banana, Little Drip, Shane Bolin, Daddy Cool, Cam McKenzie, Jonathan Curran, and Krytek and Adams. Adams did not set a lap in that whole qualifying session. That's a big shocker, that. I will just grab a quick drink. So we are underway for the formation lap here in Qatar for the Lusail Grand Prix. As the night falls for this first part of the race. So every single driver on the grid starting on the mediums. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, what's going on, Wesley? How are we? Bambo. Yeah, jumped in. Just helping out, you know. I heard that he's had no comms, so I couldn't let a sprint race in Qatar go uncommentated. So they all line up, ready to go racing as the sun sets here in the Middle East. It's the Ferrari, the glistening scarlet Ferrari, that will start on pole position alongside the Aston Martin. Here we go for MSC F1 for round 12 here in Qatar. And it's lights out and away we go here in the sprint race. Nick and Mirko get an equally good start, but here comes the Ferrari of B-Right. Can he make a move around the outside? Here comes the Red Bull of Phoenix Grey, looking for a way through. The Williams of Resent is all over the back of him. Here comes Resent over the inside of the Red Bull. He's up to P4 and he's making up a position. Viper Gaming squabbling with Baton in the RB. He's just about nipping in front. Tom Hackett in the Mercedes trying to find a way through on the house, but now here comes Ali, the Belgian driver, around the outside. We've got the two McLarens attacking the Mercedes. Shane Bolin in the Alpine is up 3 places, but the Haas tries to wiggle his way back through, but he just defends him off. Little Drips is up 1 position. Here comes Jonathan, who's up 3. So is Krytek, but Krytek goes back up the inside in the kick Sauber, and he is up to P15. Little Drips is thrown. Shane Bolin, the Williams, makes the move on the Alpine, and what a move that was around the outside. Jonathan is back through on Krytek, the Haas driver on the kick Sauber. Here comes Adams in the Red Bull. He's going to want to get through this grid as quickly as possible. And he does make a move right on the inside for the Red Bull driver. Here comes Cam McKenzie in the Alpine, all over the back of the kick Sauber in front. And we've got B-Right in the Ferrari chasing down Nick. They will come down the straight for the first time. DRS will be enabled now on this lap. So, Mirko leads, but here comes Nick. He is saving his battery, so is B-Right, but B-Right is into the slipstream. He's got a little bit more pace going down in towards turn 1. He's got the Williams on his tail. And they are all locked within DRS all the way from P1 to P18 at the start of lap 2. The Williams is really giving B-Right something to think about here at the start of this sprint race. What about Angry Badger on Shane Bolin? The RB driver goes a little bit deep into that chicane. Jonathan has lost a bit of time, which is giving an opportunity to Krytek and Cam McKenzie to catch up. Here comes Adams in the Red Bull. He'll try and switch out wide and then dive up the inside. He gets a good exit, but just not close enough to make the move on lap 2. Ortron is at the back. Daddy Cool having an incident, is down to P20. And you can see that desert dust just springing up from the cars. The top 4 separated by less than a second. Phoenix Grey is still within touching distance. What about Tom Hackett on a Welsh Sponge? They all run a little bit wide. Do the McLarens use any tactical moves here? There goes Cam McKenzie through on Krytek. What about Adams? So remember, DRS is enabled. Here comes MSC F1, Nick in the Aston Martin. He'll move over to the right hand side. The Aston Martin is through, but now look at the Ferrari. Here comes B-Right to take the lead with a double overtake here in Qatar, down towards turn 1. The Scuderia is through. A snap from the Aston Martin, but he holds on. Mirko down to P3. The Williams in P4. Phoenix Grey's there. Baton in the RB. Viper Gaming, Welsh Sponge, Tom Hackett, Banana and Ali all within DRS range. Here comes Little Drips and Angry Badger. Little Drips will try and make a move up the inside of Shane Pollard. Wheel to wheel they go through turn 4 and 5. Welsh Sponge is from the Aston Martin and Viper Gaming. Is he going to go for a lunge? Weaving from right to left there is the Aston Martin driver. Jonathan in the house. We're on map 3 and it's about to get tasty now, especially with the DRS in full force, especially down towards turn 1. And that was the Williams cutting a big chunk of that chicane, and he might actually have got a warning for that. Little drips, Angry Badger. Here comes Nick now. He's half a second behind B right, but look how strong the DRS is. What about Mirko? Is he going to try and make a move as well? He's just a little bit too far back. And then there goes Baton on Phoenix Grey up the inside. Goes the two sister cars, the RB and the Red Bull. But it's the Red Bull that just inches away. And back into P5. And look at the battling going on behind that. It's Little Drips in the Williams, and he's rounding into the wall. He's Roman Grosjean it, and he's down to P20. And Daddy Cool, Little Drips has got damage. He can't control his car. Yeah, he's missing an end plate. Be right, Mirko resenting the Williams. Angry Badger with a time penalty. Shane Bolin is dropping down, and the Alpine driver is off the track. And I don't know if he has damage. He doesn't, so that's one good thing. What about Jonathan? Look how close he is to Angry Badger, all over the back of him. We're nearly halfway through this sprint race. And he does run wide there, Jonathan, and now he's given an opportunity to Cam McKenzie behind. He runs wide again there, Jonathan. He might be on 2 warnings in them couple of corners. And now here comes Cam McKenzie up the inside. He's going to try and go for the move. Now he's got the straight. B-Right has overtaken Nick once more. And now here comes Mirko, the Ferrari and the Aston Martin. Go wheel to wheel. It is the Aston Martin that goes back through. Here comes Welsh Sponge on Baton. The Haas driver will have to go the long way round. And he sticks it there. Jonathan in the Haas has been overtaken by Angry Badger. Here comes Adams in the Red Bull. He'll try and get his foot down. A little slip and a slide from the Red Bull. Cam McKenzie in the Alpine has been overtaken. Adams up to P14. Yellow flags from Little Drips retiring in the pit lane. But his teammate is doing a good job of trying to get a podium. So it's an interesting circuit here, and that is Adams that is through, and Jonathan makes a move around the outside. Very, very nicely done from the Red Bull, and now he's got Angry Badger in front of him, and I'm pretty sure he'll try and make light work. There goes Jonathan, and his penalty. We said he was on a critical warning. Banana also picks up a time penalty from P10, and now here comes Mirko on the Aston Martin, and it's a Ferrari 1-2 here in Qatar. And the Aston Martin of Nick will come back at him. Oh, and he nearly got it. He nearly got it. There goes Jonathan on Angry Badger, and so does Adams. Cam McKenzie was looking for a way through. The Racing Bulls run wide. But Jonathan stays in P13 for now. That is Daddy Cool and Ortron. Ortron goes up the inside. Daddy Cool will have to adjust his line for the space of the Sauber. Oh, that's the Alpine in front that's made a mistake. Cam McKenzie. You know, once Cam McKenzie gets them mistakes out of his arsenal, he will do really well. But he just seems to push too hard sometimes. Great driver. While Sponge being attacked by Baton. And Tom Hackett is right there as well in the Mercedes. They're all lining up, waiting for opportunities to arrive. Alright, here comes the Williams. He's really close to Nick. But they've both got DRS. Nothing he can do. But look at Mirko. He's absolutely flying. And Mirko, the pole sitter, is back where he belongs, on the top spot after starting there in this race. Angry Badger is through on Jonathan, the Racing Bull, and that is Daddy Cool that is back through on Ortron down towards turn 1, and the Mercedes driver up to P18 finally gets the move done on the Sauber. Let me have a look at the tyres. Oh, the Williams having to slam on the brakes there. So, I don't know if it's the way the drivers are looking after the tyres, but Jonathan's tyres are fresher than a lot of the other drivers. I know that, well, Sponge and Banana are using a lot of tyre wear. B right holding on to his ERS really well. So the top 9 drivers all locked in a DRS train after 7 laps. Look at this. And B right will retake the lead, but what about Nick as well? Is he going to try and get up to P2? I think he'll just wait and bide his time. He will. There goes Tom Hackett on Baton. The drivers behind who are in that DRS zone are just waiting. And wide goes Ali and through goes Banana. So the McLarens, there's no papaya rules here in Qatar. Cam McKenzie up the inside of the Sauber driver. Wheel to wheel go the Alpine, and Cam McKenzie around the outside and up to P16. So here comes the Williams on Nick. The Resent. I don't know if it's Recent or Resent. But he looks like a good driver. Ali is back front. His teammate has a snap. Banana is all over him. But Resent looks like a really decent driver in the Williams. Shame about his penalty, because that is going to chuck him right down to sort of P9 and outside the points. Viper Gaming on the back of Baton. If he stays here, Viper Gaming, he will actually take a point. Orchon is back through on Daddy Cool, who is off the track. The Mercedes drivers had a mistake. Now here comes Mirko. B right has pulled away a bit though. It's so hard to get away from that DRS. And through goes Banana. The McLaren swap again. I'm pretty sure the drivers will be looking at potentially saving the ERS for the very last straight, which is going to be coming up soon. Mirko chasing down B right. MSC F1 Nick. The 2 Alpines are squabbling for positions in P15 and P16, and now here comes Crytek out of nowhere to mix in with these two. The McLarens both have time penalties, and they're 3 seconds off the top 9, so they won't be in for any points here in the sprint. That is Cam McKenzie in the Alpine, and he's round again, and now he's missing an M plate, and Cam McKenzie calls it in the sprint. Now here comes Tom Hackett on Welsh Sponge. This is going to be the most important part of this race. The top 9 are still locked within DRS range, and look how much ERS the drivers have got. B right has used so much to try and get away from Mirko, and he's not got as much as Mirko. Mirko's going to come like an absolute rocket down towards turn 1. The Ferrari's going to go for it. He does. Up the inside goes Mirko. The 2 Ferraris go wheel to wheel. B right holds on. Mirko will try and come back at him, and on the very final lap of this sprint race, the 2 Scuderia drivers are fighting for the race victory. It's B right that is just holding on. Mirko emptied the tank. B right is trying to recharge. He's all over the back of him. Here comes Nick. He's waiting for an opportunity. He has a little snap, and Resent is just not close enough to capitalise on that slight mistake from the Aston Martin. Mirko is practically pushing B right through the corners. He's looking for an opportunity. He's waiting for a move, but he can't find it, and he's pushing that much that he's made a mistake. And now here comes Nick. Well, Spun just picked up a time penalty. That might move Viper Gaming. No, it won't even matter, but it'll just put him down to P9. That means Resent will keep a position. Here comes the Williams. Can Mirko get him down to the line? He's going to come out of turn 12 and 13. Look how close Nick is to Mirko. He's going to be pushing right down to the line. B Wright's done enough into turn 16. It is a short run up to the start finish line. And Mirko, B Wright is going to win. Mirko takes P2. Welsh Sponge, and they're all travelling down to the line. Welsh Sponge takes P9, resenting P8. That is Adams that finishes in the top 10 from P20. That was a great drive in the sprint for Adams. So in the sprint, it's B Wright that wins. Mirko takes P2. Nick takes P3. Phoenix Gray in P4 stays where he started. Tom Hackett up from P10 to P5, halves the deficit. Baton in P6, Viper Gaming in P7, Resent in P8, Welsh Sponge in P9, Adams in P10 from P20, Ali in P11, Banana in P12, Angry Badger in P13, Jonathan in P14, Crytek in P15, Shane Bolin in P16, Ortron in P17, Daddy Cool in P18, and then Cam McKenzie in the Alpine in P19, who did not finish, and Little Drips also did not finish in the Williams in P20. So Little Drips is the first driver out on track in the Williams. And the safety car, as always, is out on track.
Do that.
So we are on board with Little Drips around Qatar for the feature qualifying, and then we'll go on to the feature race. So Little Drips in the Williams. Remember, it's only 18 minutes of qualifying, it's not full qualifying, so the drivers will have to bear that in mind. And Little Drips is out on the soft straight away. A slight snap there, but he recovered well. A 30.4 for sector 1 for Little Drips.
Oh.
So little drips. A 27.5 for sector 2. Mirko is already 3.5 tenths quicker in sector 1 than little drips, who invalidates it. So let's jump on board with Mirko, who's on a lap. Oh, he's also invalidated it. The drivers are struggling with track limits, but when you're pushing on the limits of this circuit, that is always going to happen. Nick is out on the mediums. He's currently saving a lot of battery. The speed of Nick is currently the 4th fastest in the speed trap at the moment in the Aston Martin as he comes around turn 15, hugging the apex, using the curb to the right hand side and down towards turn 16 for the Aston Martin driver. Ali, a 122-100 for the McLaren driver, but Nick seems to be absolutely flying. Also Mirko in the Ferrari is setting really quick sector times, but he invalidated it, so it didn't mean anything in the end. And Nick a 122.3 for the Aston Martin. Cam McKenzie in the Alpine. Krytek. What about Adams in the Red Bull? He's just coming down towards turn 16. 30.3 for him in sector 1, a 27.3 in sector 2. That was a quick sector 2, and it puts him on provisional pole. Cam McKenzie and Krytek will be next. Shane Bolin is just in front, and Krytek invalidates it. Shane Bolin in the Alpine coming in towards turn 16, and he also invalidates it. You couldn't write it. Where is Krytek into the pits? Cam McKenzie in the Alpine has invalidated it. So the drivers are definitely struggling. Banana and Welsh Sponge. Here comes Banana. He's got his teammate in front of him. Is he going to get a tow from his teammate? They weren't working together in the race, and they won't be doing in qualifying either. Here comes Banana down towards the line. Banana goes up to P3 and just behind his teammate. Cam McKenzie in the Alpine has invalidated it again. Daddy Cool in the Mercedes. We do have Welsh Sponge and Angry Badger. Phoenix Grey also on his opening lap. Daddy Cool will be next to the line in the Mercedes. He comes around turn 15 down towards turn 16 for the Mercedes AMG Petronas driver. And the sun has now set here in Qatar. And it's up to P5 for Daddy Cool and in front of his teammate. What about Welsh Sponge? He's invalidated it. Angry Badger, Phoenix Grey also invalidated it. So is Shane Bolin. The drivers with track limits here. Ortron is in P10. He's just started his flying lap, so we'll stay on board with the Kick Sauber. So the fastest driver through the speed trap at the moment is Banana. So Adams currently on provisional pole with just under 12 minutes to go. What's going on, Dutchy? How are we, mate? I hope you will. So Ortron coming down towards turn 10 and 11 on board with the Kick Sauber. And then up towards turn 12 and 13, just hugging the apexes for the South African driver. And then down towards turn 15. It's a nice clean lap, this by Ortron. If I was him, I would be happy with this. He's on the limit, he's pushing, but it's clean. It's clean, and that's what he needs. Here comes Ortron out of turn 16, down towards the line, and it's up to P4. Great lap from him. The Haas of Welsh Sponge has invalidated it. And then we do have an RB, I think that is. It is. It's Baton on the mediums, goes up to P16 in front of both Mercedes drivers. The Aston Martin of Viper Gaming goes fastest and provisional pole with a 1:21.9 for Viper Gaming. Shane Bolin invalidated it again. Here comes Phoenix Grey. B-Ride goes fastest, a 1:21.7. Dutchy, I did, mate. Yeah, I seen that there was no commentator and they weren't able to stream the race, so Yeah, just jumped on me. I was free, I had nothing else to do, so yeah, I just thought, you know, I'll help out. So Phoenix Gray are on board with the Red Bull driver coming in towards turn 16. B right currently on provisional pole, and his teammate, well, it's not even his teammate, but the Ferrari of Mirko goes just behind him, and then Phoenix Gray up to P6, so less than half a tenth separate Mirko and B right in the two Scuderias. What about Tom Hackett in the Mercedes? He's now out on the softs. He's improving, and the Mercedes driver goes up to P3 and just behind the two Ferraris. So Baton is on an in lap. What about Resent in the Williams? This is going to be interesting to see what he can do. He had a great battle for the podiums in the sprint race. The fastest sector 1 time out of anyone so far is Ali, and the fastest sector 2 time out of anyone so far is Mirko. Oh, there's a Williams, that's Resent. He's gone fastest in sector 1 by a tenth of a second than anybody else on track. So he is absolutely flying. Let's wait to see what he can do through sector 2. He's gone purple again. He wasn't the fastest sector 2, but he is on for a very good lap. So in towards turn 16 for the Williams driver. Staying on board with him down towards the line, and Resent goes P2 and splits the Ferraris a tenth. 100th of a second behind. B right, and Nick comes through a 1:21.3 for the Aston Martin driver. I've seen the purple sectors lighting up, and then Nick was just taking him away, knocking him down, and he's gone fastest in sector 2 and sector 3, but sector 1 is still held by Resent. So you can see the if he manages to improve through sector 2 and 3, the Williams driver, he will be right up there. Baton, Cam McKenzie all on laps. Cam McKenzie goes wide. Baton is improving by 0.2 of a second. Here comes Welsh Sponge in the Haas, still yet to set a lap time. He's right in front of McLaren. This is not what you want to be doing when you're on a flying lap, and there's a McLaren right on his tail. Should he have given himself a little bit more space? That is Banana, who is also on a lap, and Banana is using Welsh Sponge in front for a huge benefit and a huge slipstream. He might have just invalidated his lap there when he run wide. He didn't, so he's going to stay right on the tail. He does now. Not the line you wanted to take through there. So Welsh Sponge will be relieved about that, because now the McLaren can back off a little bit. Yeah, but no, Banana is still piling on the pressure to the Haas in front. And Welsh Sponge coming through sector 2, and the McLaren is right there. Maybe the McLaren might go for another lap, and he just wants a huge tow down the straight. We shall see as he comes around turn 14 down towards turn 15. 6.5 minutes to go here in qualifying. Them softs of Welsh Sponge though are pretty cooked, but he is going to go down towards the line, and here comes Banana. A 1:22.6 from Welsh Sponge, and look at this, a cheeky DRS, a cheeky slipstream on the Haas driver, who slams on the brakes, and I think he might have caught Banana out. I think that might have hindered Banana more than helped him when the Haas slammed on the brakes there. Adams goes up to P2 in the Red Bull, a 1:21.6 for him. What a lap time. He never set a single lap in the sprint qualifying, but now he's right at the top. Remember, he went from P20 to P10 in the sprint. It was a fantastic drive. Shane Bolin in at the Alpine. We do have the Mercedes of Daddy Cool. He will be to the line first with just under 6 to go. Banana Loki already cooked his battery. Potentially, yeah. He might have done, actually. I wonder if that is going to have helped Banana. We'll see. Here comes Daddy Cool in towards turn 16 for the Mercedes. Jonathan is coming down towards the line. He's invalidated it. Jonathan goes to the line and up to P16. We will jump back on board. Who was we on board with? Oh no, who? I can't remember. God, who was just on board with there? He was improving. Oh, Banana, that was it, weren't it? I wanted to see if he improved. He's in P10 at 122.2. So I don't think it did help him. So that is Adams that goes back into the pits. They will all get ready for their final runs. Ortron is on an out lap. That is Jonathan in the Haas. We'll stay on board and see what the Dutchman can do. Mirko, little burrito. So let's see what John. Oh, he's invalidated it. Oh, he'll be kicking himself. Resent is also on an out lap. Here comes Phoenix Grey, 6 tenths up in the Red Bull, coming down towards turn 15. What can the Flying Scotsman do? Down towards turn 16 we go. This is a very quick lap. He's 6 tenths up. It's going to put him around P2. Here comes Phoenix Grey down towards line. He needs a 121.6. To the line is P2, a 121.4. And in front of his Red Bull teammate goes Phoenix Grey, rising from the ashes to take the front row. Ortron has invalidated. Baton has started his lap. So has Little Drips. What about Resent in the Williams? He's coming around turn 4 and 5. And he is improving already through his sector 1 time. He already had the fastest sector 1 time of anybody so far, and he's just took it again. So if he can get sector 2 and 3 bang on the head, Resent could find himself fighting for pole position here. Nick is back on an out lap. So 3 minutes to go. Resent coming around turn 11 up towards turn 12. And he is up on his sector 2 time, but it's not the fastest, but that is great for him. Sector 3, this is going to be a really cool lap. He's around 2 tenths up. It's going to put him around P3, and if he can improve in sector 3, he could take P2 off Phoenix Grey, and he might even be close to Nick in the Aston Martin for pole position. Down towards the line he goes, and it is P3 just behind Phoenix Grey. Here comes Cam McKenzie on an out lap, and that was a drive. Was that Baton that just went up to P6? What a lap that was! The most improved driver on any grid so far this season has got to be Baton in that V-Carb. It's actually unreal how much he's improved. It's so good to see, because he only needed that little bit of extra pace. He's always been a brilliant driver, great defensive driver. Really strong in battles and one-to-ones and side-by-side action. He's always been brilliant at all of that. His pace has never been bad, but he's always lacked that extra little bit to go that a bit further on than he needs to do. And now he's managed to get the edge. He's managed to grab that little bit extra, and it's really showing. It's brilliant. So Mirko will start his flying lap. That is B right. He's also on an out lap. Adams on an out lap. There is a Haas coming through. They are both on out laps. Resent is just spinning around everywhere. This is Nick. So the Aston Martin driver coming through sector 1. He's currently on pole position. Is he going to find any improvement? He's 1.5 tenths down through sector 1. So I don't think he's going to find it on this lap. If I was him, I'd have probably backed out and gone again, unless he can find something through sector 2 and 3. Here comes the Aston Martin driver. We will look at his sector 2 time. The Aston Martin driver is still a tenth down. He was quicker by half a tenth through sector 2. So, he's invalidated it, and that is it. So he's not going to be able to improve. So he's now got to wait on Adams. He's got to wait on B right. He's got to wait on Mirko. Here comes Mirko in the other Ferrari. Out of turn 14, down towards 15 we go. with the Scuderia driver. The McLaren will hit the line. There goes Banana, and he will start his lap with 12 seconds to go. Mirko will be next out of turn 16. He's 2 tenths up. This is going to be close to Adam's time in the Red Bull. Is he going to pinch it off the Red Bull? He is. He's up to P3. What about B Right? The checkered flag has been waved for the final time in qualifying here in Qatar. Here comes B Right in the Ferrari, and the Ferrari driver takes pole. Well, Sponge goes up to P2 with that huge slipstream. Adams stays in P7. Tom Hackett in the Mercedes is coming around turn 11. Here comes Cam McKenzie in the Alpine out of turn 14, and into 15 we go. Can Cam McKenzie improve from P11? He's backed out. He cannot improve. Here comes Jonathan in the other Haas. He's 2.5 tenths up. That could put him around P15. Out of turn 16 goes the Haas down towards the line, and Jonathan takes P14. The Mercedes of Tom Hackett stays in P9. The Aston Martin of Viper Gaming will be the next driver to claim the checkered flag. This could put him in front of Adams in the Red Bull. It puts him just behind. The McLaren of Banana and Shane Bollen in the Alpine. But the McLaren of Banana will be next. Down towards the line we go. And Banana will take P11. The Mercedes of Daddy Cool has backed out. And that is it for qualifying. Is Mirko on a lap? No, he's not. So pole position goes the way of B Right. Ran out of fuel, 4 tenths up did Cam McKenzie with 40 backed out, and that was the reason why. It is incredibly close. Like the top 3. No, wait, let me rephrase that. The top 5 are separated by 3 tenths. The top 6, actually. The top 6 are separated by 3 tenths of a second. That's literally a sector time, you know? So good, so close. So, B Right takes pole position here in Qatar. MSC F1 Nick takes P2 and will start on the front row of the grid. Welsh Sponge from Wales in the Haas will take P3 on the second row of the grid alongside him. Phoenix Gray in the Red Bull starts P4, ends P4, starts P4 again. Mirko in the Ferrari in P5, Resent in the Williams in P6, Adams in the Red Bull in P7, Viper Gaming in the Aston Martin in P8, Baton in the V-Cab in P9, and then Tom Hackett in the Mercedes in P10. I'm pretty sure he started P10 in the last qualifying session as well. Then comes Banana, Cam McKenzie in the Alpine, Ali, Jonathan Curran, Ortron, Shane Bollen, Daddy Cool, Angry Badger, Little Drips, and Crytek completes the grid. Right, you little frauds, it's race time. Let's get ready to rumble. It's time! 29 laps for the Qatar Grand Prix. Fighting out of the red corner. So be right, we'll start on pole position. So he will. Be right, we'll start on pole position for the race. And it'll be MSC F1 Nick chasing him down to turn 1. And then Will Sponge in P3. And a wee Phoenix Grey will start in P4. On the second row of the grid. Right, here we go. As they all line up. Here we go. Here we go, guys. It is race time. Here we go. The engine's roaring. The lights are shining. The heat in their tyres dwindling away as they wait on the grid for the lights to go out. Is it glitched out? No, here we go. This is it. Please don't glitch. Please don't glitch. There we go. Here we go. This is it. For round 12 here in MSC F1. And it's lights out and away we go, and the Ferrari got a really poor start. Here comes Nick, and Will Sponge who's going to try and make the move, and B-Right could find himself going down in towards P3. At the start of this Grand Prix he does, and up the inside goes Will Sponge to take P2 on the opening lap of this Grand Prix. Adams in the Red Bull has already made a move. Here comes Peyton on Viper Gaming, the RB on the Aston Martin, Tom Hackett in the Mercedes. The Aston Martin makes a mistake, and through goes the McLaren. Banana is through. Here comes Ali Ali. What about Viper Gaming and Cam McKenzie? They go wheel to wheel. He's got his Alpine teammate behind him of Shane Bolland. Ali Ali, the Belgium, is all in the action here. Shane Bolland's up 2. Jonathan is down 1, just trying to stay out of trouble. Crytek is up 3, and now on the side of his teammates, the 2 kick Salmon squabble for P16. Up the inside he goes. It is MFC F1 Nick that leads, going down in towards turn 10. Then comes Will Sponge. The 2 Ferraris will be next. Phoenix Grey is there. Resent, Adams, Peyton, Tom Hackett, Banana, Viper Gaming, Cam McKenzie, Ali, Shane Bolland, Jonathan, Crytek, Archon, Badger, Lil Drips, and Daddy Cool is onto the gravel. So Daddy Cool is not having the best of races here. So here comes Mirko right on the back of his teammate. Let's have a look at the tyre choices for the drivers. B. Wright has decided to start on hards, and that's why he's got his Ferrari teammate all over the back of him, who will try and make the move. But remember, they've got no DRS, and B. Wright will use that battery to try and stay in front. And there goes Cam McKenzie around, and there's a huge crash between the 2 Saubers and the Alpine. That is Mirko that is finally throwing his teammate, and I don't think B-Right will fight that too hard, knowing the strategy that he's on. Resent is on the same strategy. Here comes Viper Gaming on Banana, who's up to P10. Drama on the opening lap of the Qatari Grand Prix. Here comes Little Drips on Crytek. Crytek does have a missing end plate. Oh, there goes Cam McKenzie up the inside of Ortron. And that is Tom Hackett that is from Baton. It's getting very squirrely in the middle of this pack. As B. Wright would say, it's getting very murky. So Nick is leading. B-Right is staying with them though. I tell you what, this is such a very good strategy from B-Right Resent, because if they can stay in the DRS train of the medium runners whilst they're on hards, this is going to be a brilliant strategy for them. Well, Sponge just losing track of Nick for a brief second. That is Baton that went through on Tom Hackett, swapping places, trading again. What about Mirko on the back of Wild Sponge? He's looking for a move. He was peeking up the inside, but he didn't go for it. Reluctant. Yeah. Deep breath. I know. Jesus. I'm going to need my inhaler in a minute. Right. That is Jonathan on Shane Bolin, the house driver. Shane Bolin is not in his car. That is Cam McKenzie coming out of the pit lane, and a lot of work going on there. Here comes Mirko again. And the more that Mirko is held up by that Haas, the better it is for Nick. He will be able to escape a little bit. So around turn 13 we go. And Mirko, he really is trying to find a way through, but is it probably better to just wait for that DRS straighten out? Remember, they've already hit the DRS marker point. It's quite a bit further up in the road. So here we go. This is where Mirko will take P2, and potentially with the DRS, he might actually get back within a second of Nick as well. Here comes B right. He'll also make a move, and both Ferraris are through and up to P2 and P3, and they are about 1.2 now behind the Aston Martin of Nick. Here comes Phoenix Grey around the outside of the house. He's trying to make a little cheeky move, but the Red Bull just slots back in behind him. Ali on the back of a Viper Gaming. Here comes Little Drips on Shane Bolin, and through he goes. And just ghosts through. Oh, Resent has lost a few places. What has happened there? Tom Hackett is back through on Baton. Up the inside goes the Mercedes on the RB, and through goes Tom. 1.5 is the gap from Nick to Mirko. That is not what they wanted to see. And be right, he did not want Mirko to lose track of the Aston Martin because he's on the hard compounds. Be right, he wanted to stay within the DRS train of the leader. He does not want to let that Aston Martin get away at all. He needs Mirko to hurry up. Here comes Ali on Viper Gaming, the Belgium on the South African. Into turn 15 we go. And Adams in the Red Bull is right on the back of his teammate, but they're both going to get DRS, which is tricky to overtake. Here comes B right. Mirko weaving from right to left, but the Ferraris need to help each other here. If they keep using the DRS, they will catch up to Nick, and all the other drivers just locked in that DRS train. So Shane Bolin struggling at the moment. I'll just send him a couple of invites if I've got him as a teammate, just to make sure he can get back in. No, I haven't, sorry. Banana picks up a really early time penalty. That is not what you want to get. Tom was having a look up the inside of Adams, but just thought better of it for now. Baton is still there. Remember, Resent is still there. He's still within that DRS range of all the drivers in front. And he's on the hard compound, so just don't forget that yet. There goes Cam McKenzie through on Crytek, and I tell you what, look at that. B right is back within DRS range of MSC F1. Nick, he's absolutely burned his battery, but so was Nick. Nick was trying to get away from him. This is what Mirko needed. Mirko will be rubbing his hands together. He'll be like, thank you very much, be right. Bringing me right back to the leader. And they've also created a gap to Welsh Sponge, which leaves himself open for attack from the Red Bulls. But he had a little snap, and then through goes Adams. And it's a sprint race down towards turn 1 with the help of DRS. And that is very cheeky from Adams. That is very clever from Adams. What he did there was fantastic IQ. What he did, he basically went as close as possible when he was overtaking Welsh Sponge, because he knew that Phoenix Grey would have to switch over to the right hand side, which meant braking, going behind him and then moving over to the right. So he kept so close to the Haas so that Phoenix Grey had no option but to brake behind him. Brilliant stuff from Adams. That was great to watch. So Resent has picked up a time penalty. That could be costly as he slips around, and through goes Banana once more. Oh, and that's Adams. Adams, after that 100 IQ move, is rounding down to P12. Oh, you got to feel for Adams, because that was so... the tyres will just be burning now. So be right all over the back of Nick. 3 attempts is the gap on lap 6. And here comes Mirko. What about Phoenix Grey on Welsh Sponge? Remember, Welsh Sponges, he's here for the taking. He's open for the taking. Jonathan with a 3-second time penalty. Shane Boland is really struggling to get back into his car. That's really unfortunate. Resent is back down, and there goes B right into the lead of the Grand Prix, and Mirko will follow him right through. And the 2 Ferraris are 1-2. Phoenix Grey, they're going to go 4 wide down towards 2-1. The Mercedes goes on the inside of the V car. Here comes the Red Bull around the outside of the Haas, and the McLaren wants interest as well. Ali is there, so is Viper Gaming in the Aston Martin. Into the pit lane goes Resent and calls it a day. And from a very promising position, it all comes crumbling down on top of the Williams driver. Here comes Phoenix Grey once more. He'll go up the inside of the Haas. He gets a little bump from the McLaren. The Haas does not leave him any room at all. Might have even got a warning. Now here comes Banana up the inside. The Red Bull trying to close the gap. Oh, this is getting really scary now. And the Red Bull driver is trying to hold on. Banana goes wide, and now Ali, is he going to force him into a mistake? Remember, we see no team orders in the sprint race. Mirko on the back of B right. MSC F1 Nick. I tell you what, B right on them hard compounds is in such a strong position. Oh, Ali made a little bit of a mistake there. And Mirko on B right. Here we go. Once again, the Ferraris go at it. Deja vu from the sprint. Here comes Mirko. Moves over to the left-hand side, to the right-hand side. And through goes Mirko and into the lead of the Grand Prix for the first time this evening. In the feature race, obviously. Adams is round again. Them tyres are absolutely cut. And into the pit lane goes the Red Bull. And after such a great opening to this Grand Prix, still look at this DRS train from P4 down. Is Adams just going to go onto the hards now and just try and go for it? B right is through. That is not an overtaking zone, but B right made it one. Shane Boland is out. He's left the session. Ah, that's so unfortunate for Shane. Here comes Nick. We are on lap 8. Tom Hack is only 2.5 behind Nick. I'm wondering, with all this clean air to race into for the Mercedes, will it benefit him? Will it help him out? Sorry guys, so B Rise into the lead, Mirko in P2. Here comes Nick. What about Ali on the back of his teammate? It's getting really close there. What about Mirko? He's closing the gap with that DRS, but he looks a bit too far back. Is B Rice's hard tyres now going to benefit him, where he can start to pull away from Mirko? Phoenix Grey on the inside of the Haas, and he does go for a late move in the Red Bull of Phoenix Grey. Gets the move done, but the Haas driver will come back at him. The McLarens are eyeing the Red Bull up as well. Banana all over the tail of the Oracle Red Bull driver. And the two Scotsmen go wheel to wheel down towards turn 4 and 5. The double right-handers. Phoenix Grey backs out and through goes Banana. What about Well Sponge on Baton? Look how close Mirko and Nick are. The front three within 6 tenths. Into the pit lane goes Cam McKenzie. Here comes Banana on Well Sponge. A lot of penalties already handed out to these drivers within 10 laps. Nick has got 3. Baton has got 3. Banana 3. Phoenix Grey 3. 6. 4. Daddy Cool. And off the track goes Well Sponge and picks up a 3 second as well. Oh, wow. Tom Hackett, if he can stay within 3 seconds of Nick, we'll get a podium here. Here comes Banana now, look at this. And now here comes the Haas on the back of the Racing Bull. Here comes the McLaren, who's staying right over to the left-hand side. He's going to go for the double overtake. And the Haas just covers him off. The RB's right down, and Ali will also try and move. Here comes Phoenix Grey around the outside of the Papaya McLaren. And he'll have the inside line going in towards turn 2. Wheel to wheel once more they go, but a little snap just costs him the position. Viper Gaming just watching all of this in front of him. Banana now on the back of Well Sponge. Tom Hackett 3.6 behind Nick. I'm trying to look for hard runners. Banana is on the hards. I think he could turn up to be in a strong position. So we shall see. There goes Adams on little drips. There's one thing about Adams is he'll carry on as long as he possibly can. So the tyres, like for example the mediums now are on about 50% tyre wear, anywhere between sort of 42 and 50%, whereas in the hards are anywhere from sort of 25 to 35. So yeah, big difference now. Mediums are absolutely cooking. Here comes Ali on Baton around the outside of turn 16. Nick is already into the pit lane, so he has gone for a big undercut here, Nick. That means he will come out into the lead of this Grand Prix when all is said and done. And Phoenix Grey also goes in. So does Viper Gaming. Banana Armour is from Well Sponge, and so is Baton up the inside, but he can't hold on to it. And Ali also tussling with the trio. So Mirko and B Wright have been left out in the lead. Mirko staying out for an extra lap on the mediums. There's so many penalties to consider as well, though. But the problem is the drivers don't want to stay on the mediums for too long and then lose so much time to the point where they're not going to gain it on the hards, if you see what I'm saying. Because an extra 2-3 laps on the hards is not going to make a big difference. So at this point, if you're starting on the mediums, you don't want to overdo it. So Mirko, B Wright has got away from the DRS of Mirko, and that's because he's going into the pit lane. So one Ferrari pits, and where will he come out in comparison to where Nick's come out? And they're all going into the pit lane. Banana stays out on the hards, and he's up to P2. The first time we've ever said that. Banana is up into the podiums. Right, where does Nick come out? Here comes the Aston Martin. We need to keep our eyes peeled on Mirko in the Ferrari, who's on his way out of the pit lane. The Aston Martin, this is going to be very close in terms of the Ferrari, but the Ferrari's come out in front of him. Wow, that is incredible. He's going to have heat into his tyres though, Nick, so he can basically regain that DRS. But this is not a good strategy from Nick. He's gone onto the tyres a lap earlier and come out behind Mirko. So B Wright now knows he has to put his foot down and get to work. He knows the mediums cook really quick, so he's got to probably go to lap 19, 20 potentially, and then go for the mediums to get a real good use of them. Maybe he could pit lap 16, 17 and just try and get to the end on the mediums there. I mean, the mediums will actually do a good 13, 14 laps, won't they? So, MSC F1 Nick chasing down Mirko. He looks rapid on the hards, does the Aston Martin driver. That is Cam McKenzie. That is through on Ortron, makes the move. And up to P17. What about the DRS train that we were watching? And it continues in the midfield of this pack. And after the pit stops, it will sort itself out. Ortron does have wing damage. Jonathan is into the pit lane. So into the pits he goes, off the mediums. Tom Hackett goes through. Here comes Baton. Here comes Phoenix Grey. Here comes Welsh Sponges weaving left and right. He's letting them know that he's there. And Baton reluctant to go for the dive. Probably better to just stay where he is for the moment, actually. And look at this for a camera angle. That is what we're talking about. This is what online racing is all about. And through goes Phoenix Grey up the inside of Baton. The two sister cars swap positions. So Nick is still within DRS range of Mirko. The question is, where does B Ryan Banana come out in all of this? That is going to be the big one. Look at this DRS train again. That was a nice line for Ali through there. And still he's chasing down that RB. What about Mirko and Nick and the Aston Martin driver is through on Mirko, and that is potentially a provisional P2. But the one thing that B Wright will be hoping for, there goes Phoenix Grey on the Haas driver, and through he goes, and now here comes the RB abating around the outside of the Haas. The McLaren watches on from behind. The Haas driver is holding on to P8, and Baton backs out. Yeah, I think B Wright will be rubbing his hands together knowing that Nick and Mirko are fighting for position. And there goes Angry Badger, who moves out the way, doesn't want to be a part of it. So, B Wright will really want Mirko and Nick to start fighting each other here. There is Jonathan that goes through on Daddy Kill. And Angry Badger is finally into the pit lane. Now here comes Mirko and Nick. And you know what? If they start to use the DRS with each other, they could actually catch up to B Wright a lot quicker. Phoenix Grey, and that is Angry Badger into the pit lane. So they all move through. Here comes Welsh Sponge. Here comes Ali, Baton, Viper Gaming, all back where they were. It is an action-packed Grand Prix. Oh, look at this. The Red Bull has got the Haas and the McLaren all over the back of him. That could have ended in disaster, and he goes wide, and through will go Baton. Can he get his foot down and get the move done? The RB with 12 laps remaining, and B Right and Banana are both into the pit lane on the exact same lap. Baton goes out wide trying to get the move done off track. Anyway, which way will he get it done? He backs out, he has to give the position back, and now Viper Gaming is all over him. Right, let's have a look where Nick is going to come out. He gets the DRS on Mirko, and he's getting a huge helping hand from the other Ferrari. Here comes B Right. If B Right can get within DRS range, he is in a very strong position. Ali, and that is Banana that's into the pit lane. Where does he come out? Right behind the DRS train of Viper Gaming. But remember, he's on them fresh mediums, but when you're locked in that DRS train, it'll be hard to overtake. Jonathan chasing down Angry Badger. Let's jump back on board with the front three. Here comes Phoenix Grey on Ali. This is not the front three, but I was on the way to the front three until I seen this action. So Ali is in P5. Phoenix Grey goes a little bit wide. Well, Sponge will capitalise on the slight mistake and just can't complete it. That is Little Drips that is through. Daddy Cool is into the pit lane. Here comes Banana Rama on Viper Game. Remember, he'll have so much more grip. Oh, they collide. And Banana, was he getting a little bit impatient? He knew that he had a lot more grip. He knows he's on fresh tyres. Was he just trying to get through as quick as possible? He does not want to be losing time here, Banana, and I'm sure that'll be in the back of his mind. Like, get me through this DRS train ASAP. Otherwise, my strategy is not going to work here. Whereas in B Right's strategy is just worked to a T here. And Banana is finally through on Viper Gaming. He goes a little bit wide, and that is Mirko into the lead of the Grand Prix. Here comes B Right. Remember, his tyres will be in prime position for this. There goes Phoenix Grey on Ali. What about Banana? Viper Gaming has come back at him, and Banana has ended up in a battle that he does not want to be in, but he's on their mediums. They're going to be a lot quicker, and wide he goes, and a penalty for the McLaren, but he is back in front of Viper Gaming. And this is exactly what he did not want to happen, Banana. Had he have pitted maybe 2 laps earlier, he could have potentially come out in front of this DRS train, and would that have benefited him more than an extra 2 laps of tyres? B Right is basically fighting Mirko for the race win, and he's got mediums till the end of the race. And the hard tyres of Nick, they're already on 17%. So, but he did pit a lap earlier than Mirko. So here comes Ali on the back of Phoenix Grey. The Haas of Welsh Sponge, 15% for his hard compounds. Same with the McLaren and the RB. Ooh, and who was that? That was Banana around the outside of Baton. He's not waiting for anybody now. He's finally starting to get through, and now here comes B Right and Nick and Mirko, and B Right is finally into the lead of the Grand Prix. Now he can set his sights on opening a gap. Here comes Ali, Welsh Sponge. There's so many drivers fighting for decent points here, but it's Ali in front to Welsh Sponge, Phoenix Grey, Banana Rama, Baton, Viper Gaming, all there and thereabouts. So B Right has already opened up a gap of 6 tenths. He is going to be absolutely flying on their mediums, and he knows he has to get rid of that Aston Martin before they reach the DRS zone. And that is why he's pushing. That is why he's trying to get rid of Nick. Here comes Banana. Remember, on them prime mediums into the optimal zone now for him. But he won't make the same mistake twice. Little Drips is into the pit lane. It's going to be a double Williams retirement, I suspect. So it is 1.4 is the gap. And now that Mirko has not got past Nick, and Mirko's the only driver that hasn't got a penalty in the top 3, this could be a big ending to this race. B Right is absolutely flying now. Fastest lap is set, and he's 6 tenths quicker than anybody else on track. There goes Mirko in the Ferrari, through on the Aston Martin, Nick. And what about the rest of the drivers locked in this huge DRS battle? And at Welsh Sponge, Phoenix Grey, and the top camera angle. Here comes Banana. he knows what he needs out of this race, and I don't think he'll be willing to wait. He cannot lose any more tyres here. So 2.2 is the gap to the lead. Cam McKenzie with a 3-second time penalty. Baton, Viper Gaming is just trying to hang on. Banana has got through on Phoenix Grey. Well Sponge is next on the hit list. Cam McKenzie and Little Drips are both out, so it's a double Alpine and double Williams retirement. Really unlucky for them. Jack, watch out, that's going to be really hot when you get it out, like really hot. Banana in the McLaren is through on Well Sponge. And that is Nick that is back from Mirko. The Ferrari will try and go the inside. Oh, that is close. Here comes Banana on Well Sponge, but the straight line speed of the Haas is not helping out the McLaren. Here comes the Red Bull in the RB, and Banana covers off the inside, and he now will go up the inside of Well Sponge. He'll have a lot more grip. He's going to try and go for it. He switches back up the inside, nearly clatters into Well Sponge, and he does the old switcheroo once again. This is fantastic racing. He closes the door, and Well Sponge gives him just enough breathing space to get a bit of air, and now here comes Banana back up the inside and up to P6. Next is his teammate. I mean, if I was Ali now, I'd be like, right, Banana, just slow down going through the corners, give me a little bit of space to get them off my back out of DRS range. I've not got a penalty, just give me a second, give me maybe 2, and then just go for it on the mediums. Or Ali slows down and gives Banana a bit of DRS. It lets him to try and go in front because he's got a penalty, so he can try and get away from the pack. There's a lot of different scenarios that could work here with the McLaren drivers. So here comes Mirko once again. The gap is 4 seconds to the lead, and now B-Right is on fire. So through goes Mirko and back into P2. Can Nick respond? They are pretty much on the same strategy. Here comes that DRS train. Banana is catching up to his teammate. And you see the wiggle from Phoenix Grey, wondering, do I go for it? Don't I? 7 laps remaining here in Qatar. So that is MSC F1. There's from Mirko. They go wheel to wheel, go the Aston Martin and the Ferrari, and Banana is through on his teammates. So the McLarens do swap places. Baton is through on Phoenix Grey. Now Nick is 5.6 behind B-Right. B-Right will be smiling inside that helmet of his, knowing that Nick and Mirko have been battling each other for the last couple of laps. So what does Ali do here? Because Banana is finally into that clean air, but it might be too late. Phoenix Grey picks up a time penalty. That means Viper Gaming is going to pick up a lot of scraps here at the back of this DRS train with them penalties. Here comes Mirko. B-Right leading to Nick in P2, Mirko in P3. That is Phoenix Grey and Viper Gaming. Oh, the Viper Gaming in the Aston Martin is through. Phoenix Grey just trying to hold on to that Red Bull. What about Mirko once again? 6 to go. That is Phoenix Grey. That is from Viper Gaming, the Rebel on the Aston Martin. This is where it really takes its toll now for the drivers and really starts to affect them. The tyres are getting to that stage where they're going to be struggling. The drivers have been battling. The concentration levels are just starting to slack off. It's just so difficult when they get to this stage of the race. Oh, Adams is into the gravel for the 3rd time in this race. Here comes Nick once again. The Aston Martin driver moves over to the right hand side and through he goes on that Ferrari down towards turn 1. The Ferrari's got some straight line speed here though, but he's not going to do anything about Nick, and through goes Ali. The McLaren swap places. Well, Sponges coming. We've got 2 separate DRS zones now. Here comes Phoenix Grey on Baton, and up to P8 goes the Red Bull. Viper Gaming knows he has to stay within the other 2 as well, Well Sponge and Banana, because he can pick up places through penalties. 4 laps to go. So, great racing anyway. Qatar always delivers when it comes to racing. Be right, 7.6 clear. Putting on a show for the spectators. So here comes Mirko again. Remember, Mirko knows it doesn't really need to battle Nick here because Nick has a time penalty, so he'll take the position regardless. Right, Banana on the back of his teammate. That is Baton from Phoenix Grey. He didn't even have to wait for the DRS. Straight Viper Gaming went through as well. Did he make a mistake? Here comes Banana on Ali, and the 2 Papayas trade places on lap 26. 3 to go, and it's Banana in front. But remember, Ali, his teammate, doesn't have a time penalty, so he will pick up P5 regardless of where Banana finishes. A real good strategy here. Oh no, because it wouldn't make a difference. I was going to say, because well, Sponge has a time penalty anyway. Because I was going to say a good strategy would be Ali to slow well Sponge down and give Banana a bit of breathing space, but he doesn't need it because he's got a penalty anyway. And I don't think Viper Gaming is close enough to take that position off him. It is close though. If Viper Gaming does close the gap a little bit to Banana, it will be a different story. What about Nick on Mirko? And back he comes, and every single lap that Mirko and Nick have done side by side, B Right has gained a second on them. Every lap. And now up the inside goes the Aston Martin. They are so close together. Ali is through on his teammate. We go back on board with Nick, and Mirko. Nick nearly goes wide. He's trying to stay with him, and Mirko holds on. Mirko doesn't need to battle the Aston Martin like this. Viper Gaming does though, because If Viper Gaming can get within 3 seconds of Banana, he will take that position away. Oh, Banana gets another 3 seconds. Forget it. It is all over. Viper Gaming will pick up 3 positions no matter where he finishes here. If he finishes in front of Phoenix Grey or behind him. And that is what consistency is. Not getting them penalties. 9.2 is the gap. B Wright has run away with this. The world champion has put on a display, a race to remember here in Qatar. 2 laps to go here in Qatar. Nick picks up another time penalty, and that means he could potentially lose the podium to Tom Hackett. Where has this come from? Here comes Nick on Mirko to take back P2 on lap 28. Moves over to the right hand side, and the Aston Martin driver is through. But all this battling has brought Tom Hackett into play. Let's have a look at time penalties. Is Tom only on 3? He is. And the Aston Martin of Nick is actually on 12. I'll tell you what, Ali is potentially in for a P4 here. That is Viper Gaming squabbling with Phoenix Grey, who's run into the gravel and into the wall for the Red Bull driver. Phoenix Grey, with 1.5 laps to go, finds himself plummeting into the barriers here in Qatar. So let's have a look. Penalty wise, 12 for Nick. That means that Ali is going to take P4 here, and Tom Hackett is going to take a podium. Banana, if he didn't get the other 3 seconds, could have potentially took P4. Viper Gaming, well, this is going to be so. There's going to be so many changes off the grid. B Wright is close to hitting the 10-second marker in this race. As we go on to the final lap, it's been an absolutely dominating, dazzling display from the Scuderia driver. Mirko back up to P2, where he wants to finish regardless of penalties. And here comes Ali on at B Wright. Through he goes, and so does Sponge as well. So Banana crumbles down to P7. Viper Gaming needs to stay within 6 of Banana, and he does go through on Baton around the outside of the RB. Now he needs to stay there, and he does, but Baton is such a strong driver at attacking. Phoenix Grey on Angry Badger, and he's got damage. There's nothing he can do. Oh, he goes off the track, Angry Badger. B Wright coming around turn 11 and 12, and what's been a thrilling race from start to finish for MSC F1 is going to finish the way it started, with B Wright on the top step under the lights here in Qatar. Wins round 12. B Wright is your race winner. Mirko is going to come through. It's going to be a double Ferrari 1-2. Banana picks up another 3 second. Mirko takes P2. Tom Hackett from out of nowhere takes the podium. Ali, here comes Ali to take P4. What about Viper Gaming? Here comes Banana and Viper Gaming. Viper Gaming is going to pick up a few positions. P6, Aston Martin with some great points on the board. Banana drops down to P9. And that was all she wrote. Fair play to Adams, by the way. He had so much bad luck during this race, but nothing was going to stop him from finishing this Grand Prix. So fair play to the Red Bull driver. And through he goes. There we have it. What a Grand Prix, what a race. That's what we like to see. So we do. Aye, so we do. That's what we like to see, mate. Aye. So that's. On the top step will be the two Ferraris. Be right waved in the red and blue on the top state and celebrates another race victory. Stepped in right at the last minute, and a lot of people will be hoping that he didn't now. So there's your race results from the Grand Prix. So that is Be Right is your race winner. Mirko in P2, Tom Hackett started from P10 in the sprint and the feature race, and made up 5 positions in the sprint and made up 7 in the feature. So you honestly couldn't ride it, could you? Brilliant stuff. What a Grand Prix that was. It was so good, that. Right, there we have it. So I will leave you to it. I stepped in on short notice. I hope you enjoyed the commentary, guys. It was a great race to watch, great race to witness. Be Right taking maximum points, fastest lap and the race win, and also the race win in the sprint race. So complete maximum points push out by Be Right. Mirko, a great race. Tom Hackett with a podium. My driver of the day will actually go to Tom Hackett as well. I thought he was brilliant. He got from P10 to P5 in the sprint, and then from P10 to a podium in the race. So Tom Hackett, my driver of the day. So yeah, well done everybody. It was a great race. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all have a great week, and yeah, I'll see you maybe sometime soon. I don't know if I'll be back next week. Obviously, I was just stepping in because I have no commentator, and I'm hoping they can sort something out soon. And if I'm available, if I'm around, then obviously I'll jump in because I absolutely love it. But if I can't, then I can't. But yeah, if I can, I'll try my best to get back and do commentary for you guys. But yeah, have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you hopefully sometime soon.
basics. What hit me, what hurt me, what made me? Cause maybe this life is worth saving. I think